Hey guys, Allison from Allison's Written Words, and well, we've made it to 1,000 posts on my blog. Um, Probably be quite a while before I hit 1,000 posts on YouTube, 1,000 video posts on YouTube, but we've hit 1,000 posts on my blog, and in a breakneck pace of 2.5 years since I made my first post on there. So, congratulations, and a pat on the back to myself for keeping it going for so long. Loving every minute of it. Never actually really thought when I started really working on writing again that it would become as important to me as it has been, and I've been loving it. Ever since, it's just really has become quite the passion. I was thinking of different ways that I could, celebrate 1,000 posts, and I thought I had a pretty funny idea. Not sure how annoying this is going to be for people, but I actually unearthed. I can't believe I actually managed to find these. These two videos that I watched when I was a kid. I was pretty young when I watched them. Now, I guess I'll preface. Begin with this story. I've talked about this a few times already, but I was 4 years old when I got my Cricket doll, and it was that big blonde, really like heavy talking doll with the cassette tape in its back. And in addition to the books and tapes and the clothing and the tapes, she actually had two fully animated videos, and it employed the use of limited cell animation. So it's very low budget animation, but it relies on reused footage. It's very much cost effective, and the whole thing was the audio was actually the audio from the tapes. Despite the fact that it probably didn't cost very much for Nelvana to make this, they only made two videos. It was two of the book and tape sets. I actually had one of them. The video they did Cricket's Clubhouse, and they did Around the World Cricket, which is actually the one that I have. And I was watching Around the World Cricket last week, just kind of because I watched Cricket's Clubhouse about a year ago, and I was watching Around the World Cricket last week, and I couldn't believe the amount of stuff I actually remembered from the tape, from listening to the tape all that time. I haven't seen the cartoons themselves in probably 30 years. Maybe a little bit less than that, give or take. And, probably about, I'd say about maybe 20, between 27 and 30 years. But I hadn't heard, the last time I can recall having listened to the actual cassette tape for it was probably about 25 years ago. So the stuff is very familiar to me. But I didn't realize how familiar. It was, like I said, it's been a really long time. I have one of those memories like a steel trap. I don't forget anything. And I was watching and I'm going, oh my God, I remember all these songs. Cricket's Clubhouse was actually totally different because I didn't have the cassette tape for it, but I did watch the video of it, and I know I'd seen it more than once. But again, it's been at least between 27 and 30 years since I've seen either of these videos. So when I watched this one last year, I kind of got the feel of it, but I didn't really know a lot of it. I think I might have heard it because I have a cousin who had the same doll, and she had, I think, more of the books and tapes than I did. But definitely had. One of the songs was familiar from it, but I thought it'd be funny actually to do, or torturous, depending on how you see it, to actually watch both of those videos. Provide, of course, my commentary. I'll be in the corner of the screen again, as I have been, with my last few gameplay videos, and with the Action Max video I did for Halloween. Shameless plug, all of these are on YouTube, by the way. So I figured I would give this a try. We'll do part one, and then there'll be a separate video for part one will be Cricket's Clubhouse, because that was volume one. And then there will be a second video for Around the World Cricket. It'll be two separate videos. So again, I will be in the corner of your of your screen, so you can I'll follow along with you, I promise. torture is mutual. We'll, suffer through this together. But you probably might remember this. It really depends. If you're as weird on obscure nostalgia as I am, this should be very familiar to you. I will say though, when I watched Around the World Cricket, I kind of was a little creeped out by the whole thing, and I'm saying to myself, this was my favorite toy. This was the one thing I wanted when I was 4 years old, and I'm 35. I'm like, I wanted this. I enjoyed this. I wanted to have something to do with this. It actually creeps me out now to know that I love this doll as much as it did. But I remember when at one point I was terrified of it. And now I can understand why I was terrified of it, because it seems like people are very uneasy about this doll. I'm saying this, and I have a Teddy Ruxpin sitting, across the room from me that I know my boyfriend is, afraid of. I'm not sure how I feel about him right now. I'm thinking about it, but yeah. Anyway, let's not take a look. We're gonna actually watch it. So, let's dive right in. This is volume 1 of Cricket, the animated Cricket doll video. This is Cricket's Clubhouse. Oh yeah, you have this stuck in your head. Oh my god, this was I think on every kid's video. I mean, there was easily about 40 videos that you could see that logo on. Oh, here we go. Oh, and I hope you like this song, because you're gonna be hearing it a lot. I mean, you're not only gonna hear a spoiler, you're not gonna be hearing it just in this video. You're gonna hear it in the other one too, because God forbid they change the video. But oh my god, I used to love how catchy these things were when I was growing up, but now I just realize how freaky these are, and the animation is real. If you think of this is bad, wait till you actually see the cartoon. It's cute, cutesy, but it's not the best animation. Like I said, limited help, so it's really, really inexpensive. It's budget animation, which I was really surprised about, because the pictures in the book look really nice. Oh yeah, earworm. You're gonna get this one stuck in your head.
You're the very most fun I've ever found, and you're my friend. Hi, this is Cricket talking to you.
Hi, Cricket.
Welcome to Cricket's Clubhouse. This meeting will now come to order.
Yay!
That means let's start having fun right away. We're gonna sing songs and play games and hear some stories too. Now that you're an official member of Cricket's Clubhouse,
I am a card-carrying Cricket's Clubhouse member. Oh my god!
Meet me at the clubhouse, down at Cricket's Clubhouse. Meet me at the clubhouse, right away. We'll be singing and laughing. Anything can happen. Let's hear it for the clubhouse. Hip hip hooray!
She does this dance a lot.
Sometimes all the members of a club wear the same kind of hat.
They all dress like Doctor Who.
And sometimes they even have a special hat.
This is cool.
At Cricket's Clubhouse, we've got a special.
Notice how she has a cricket doll on that
I'll
table.
sing a song that tells you how to do it, and you can practice.
Yay!
Clap your hands above your head. Then clap your hands down by your knees. Then blink your eyes 3 times and wave hello.
Can't tell because I have glasses on.
Ready? Here goes. Clap your hands up high. Clap your hands down low. Blink your eyes 3 times and you wave hello. That's the official way we greet when we see each other on the street. Clap your hands up high. Clap your hands down low. Blink your eyes 3 times and you wave hello. That's what the clubhouse members do. And since you're one, you can do it too. Now that you've practiced till you're really good, can you show me how you do it? I wish you would. Clap your hands up high. Clap your hands down low. Blink your eyes 3 times and you wave hello. That's the Cricket's Clubhouse.
She's in a TV box.
Say good to see you, how you doing today? Clap your hands up high, clap your hands down low, blink your eyes 3 times, and you wave hello.
I'll never remember, I keep forgetting that one
That's
part.
what the Clubhouse members do, and since you're one, you can do it too.
Yeah!
At the very first meeting of Cricket's Clubhouse, I said to my friends Cindy Lou and Jonathan, now that we have a club, we have to have a password. What's a password? Said Jonathan. It's like a secret code, I said. It's something you say that only the other people in the club know about. So Cindy Lou and Jonathan and I thought,
you know, like that deep, dark secret about what she did a few years ago?
How about asparagus, said Jonathan. And we all laughed. How about jelly belly, said Cindy Lou. And we all laughed some more. And then I said, how about supercalifragilistic? And we all laughed
Supercalifragilistic.
So we could hardly stop.
They couldn't finish the word because
I said,
Disney could have come.
Are we having fun or what?
Yes, we are.
Hey, said Cindy Lou. That'd make a great password. Are we having fun or what? Oh, boy,
that's the theme of every cricket tape.
Nobody's ever gonna guess our password.
Nailed it. Totally guessed it. Are we having fun or what?
Here's a song we like to sing at Cricket's Clubhouse. It's about a lot of fast animals and one slow one. Let's have some fun. Here's all you gotta do. When I name an animal, you do what he does. If he's fast, you go fast. If he's slow, you go slow.
Worst part is, whenever she used to do these things on the tape, I actually used to reenact them.
Squirrels are racing over the ground. Squirrels are jumping up and down. They're so quick, they're so fast. Squirrels racing past. Mice are running over the ground. Mice are jumping up and down. They're so quick, they're so fast. Mice running past. But the turtle, he's a slow-moving guy, never going anywhere in the wink of an eye. He's oh so very slow, but he gets there by and by. Wow, dogs are trotting over the ground. Dogs are running up and down. They're so quick, they're so fast. Dogs trotting past. Fish are swimming round and round. Fish are swimming up and down. They're so quick, they're so fast. Fish swimming past. But the turtle,
Poor turtle.
he's a
slow-moving guy.
Never going anywhere in the wink of an eye. Oh, so very slow, but he gets there by and by. Here's a fun game to play that'll get you going up and down. Whenever I
I'm
say
sitting,
the
I'm
word
not even
tall,
going to bother.
stand up, stretch your arms over your head, and be as tall as you can. Stay there, and when I say the word short, you scrunch down and make yourself as little as you can.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's
see,
do
Cricket.
it. Once upon a time, there was a tall giant who lived next door to a short elf. One day, the tall giant said, I wish I was short, like you, Mr. Elf. And the elf said, I wish I was tall, like you, Mr. Giant. No, said the giant. Short is better. I'm so tall, I'm always bumping my head. But the short elf said, no, tall is better. People are always calling me Shorty. It's terrible. And so this tall tale came to an end shortly thereafter. Here's a story about some little mice who had a clubhouse in my kitchen, and about Oliver the kitchen cat.
I'd say that there's a problem if she's got mice in
All the
her
little mice
house.
came from all over the house to have their mouse club meeting. They played games and told stories, and then they had the most delicious refreshments.
Yes, because the last time I had a mice in my house, which was a long time ago,
one problem.
I was
Every
hoping
now
they were
and
having
then,
a club
Oliver
like
the
this.
kitchen cat would come zooming in just when the little mice were sitting down to eat. Oh
Cookies
no,
that they stole from
everyone
the
would
cookie
shout,
jar.
it's Oliver! Run! But Oliver wasn't a mean cat. He just wanted to play. Oh boy, Oliver would say.
Oh boy,
I just
oh boy.
love playing tag with the little mousies. And he'd zoom all around the kitchen trying to tag as many little mice as he could. Fortunately for the little mice, they were always faster than Oliver. Then one afternoon, the oldest of the little mice got up to speak. His name was Horatio. This has gone far enough, said Horatio. Sooner or later, Oliver is going to catch one of us. And then where will we be? I have an idea, said Eugene. Why don't we put a bell around Oliver's neck? That way, he can't take us by surprise anymore. Excellent idea, said Horatio. Eugene, we wish you the best of luck. But, said Eugene, why do I have to do it?
Because you came up with the idea.
Because you're the newest member of our club, said Horatio.
Proby.
And besides, it was your idea. So all the other little mice hurried home and left Eugene all alone in the kitchen, waiting for Oliver. How'd I get myself into this mess, said Eugene to himself. Maybe I should just resign from the club and leave town instead. Well, pretty soon, who do you think came zooming into the kitchen? You guessed it, Oliver, the kitchen cat. And was he ready for a fun game of tag or
He's got a
what?
designation.
But Oliver didn't see any little mousies, except for one, and that was Eugene. So, hello, Oliver, said Eugene. Hello there, said Oliver. Where is everybody? Well, you know, said Eugene, you know how you're always trying to play tag with us little mice? Sure, said Oliver. I just love playing tag with little mousies. Yes, well, we know that, Oliver, and before Eugene could stop himself, he said, and that's why we've all decided to ask you to join our club. Me, said Oliver. Join the Mousies Club? How wonderful. I'm glad you think so, said Eugene, but there's just one thing. You have to wear this bell. Why, I'd be happy to, said Oliver. You would, said Eugene? I mean, that's great. So Oliver put the little bell around his neck, and Eugene tied the red ribbon in a big bow. The next afternoon, all the other little mice asked Eugene, did you do it? Did you get Oliver to put the bell on? Sure did, said Eugene. And then they all heard the ting-a-ling of Oliver's bell.
And now we can all hide.
Here he comes now, everybody said. Here comes
Scatter,
Oliver.
scatter.
Run, run. But to everyone's surprise, Oliver didn't come zooming into the kitchen like he usually did. Instead, he strolled in, sat down on the floor, and said, hiya, little mousies. Where's my hot chocolate? And then Horatio
yeah, because that's
stood up
safe
and
for
said,
a cat.
Eugene, what is the meaning of this? So Eugene explained to everyone that Oliver was the newest member of the Mouse Club. But we can't have a cat in a club for mice, said Horatio. Why not, said Eugene. Well, said Horatio, I don't know why not. That's settled then, said Eugene. Oliver, have a cookie. So Oliver began coming to the Mouse Club every day. And pretty soon, he liked having cookies and hot chocolate so much, he didn't miss playing tag with the little mousies at all.
Aw, that's a nice story.
One time, my friends Susan and Jonathan and I decided to open a lemonade stand.
Oh, so this is some other member that wasn't in the original,
so we
you
all
know,
went to
the
work
first
right
at the first
away.
meeting.
I made tons of lemonade. Susan set up her table in front of my house, and Jonathan put up a sign. My
What happened
mom
to
lent
Mary
us some
Lou?
money so we could give people change when they bought our lemonade. How much money did your mom lend us? Said Jonathan. I think $1, I said, but we better count it to make sure. So Susan and Jonathan and I counted all the change my mom lent me, and we sang a song to help us count. 5 pennies make a nickel, 2 nickels make a dime, 2 dimes and a nickel make a quarter every time, 4 quarters make $1, and that is quite a lot, and $1 is exactly
She has her
how
own
much
currency.
money we have got. So then we were all ready for business. Only problem was, nobody came along to buy our lemonade. Then all of a sudden, Jonathan said, look, here comes Mr. Carlson, the mailman. I'll bet he'll buy some lemonade. And sure enough, Mr. Carlson was so hot and thirsty, he drank 2 glasses of lemonade. But when he wanted to pay us, we said, that's all right, Mr. Carlson. You don't have to pay.
We're just giving
You
away
bring
our
us
lemonade.
mail every day. After After Mr. Carlson left, my little brother came out of the house and said,
Corky.
Cricket,
Or Chucky.
can I have a glass of lemonade? Do you have 25 cents, I said. I don't have any money, said my little brother. Oh, that's all right, I said. You can have a glass anyway. Well, my brother was so thirsty. First he drank 1, and then 2, and then 3 glasses of lemonade.
He owes 75 cents. I don't care if he's
soon
family.
my dad came home from work, and boy, did he look hot and tired and thirsty. Want some lemonade, Dad, I said. Sure, he said. That sounds great. But I bet you'll never guess what happened then. When
I think you're related to Nanny from the Muppet Babies, because we don't see their faces.
Left to fill it up. Sorry, Dad, I said. Looks like we ran out. That's all right.
But they all sound like Cricket.
I'll go inside and get something to drink. Well, guys, I said to Susan and Jonathan, I guess our lemonade stand is closed till tomorrow. So Jonathan took down his sign, and Susan folded up her table, and I took all the empty glasses into the house. Did you make lots of money for your club treasury, my mom said. No. We didn't make any money. And then I told her what happened with my dad and my little brother and Mr. Carlson, the mailman. My mom laughed and laughed.
Rightly so.
And then she said, Cricket, you all worked so hard. Why don't you keep the money I lent you?
There.
Just to get your treasury started. Gee, Mom, I said, thanks a lot. So I went back outside to tell Susan and Jonathan, and they said, let's count the money in our treasury one more time. And so we did.
Echo.
5 pennies make a nickel, 2 nickels make a dime, 2 dimes and a nickel make a quarter every time. 4 quarters make $1, and that is quite a lot. And $1 is exactly how much money we have got. Well, we finally did make some money for our treasury. But then we had to decide what to spend it on, and that wasn't easy. I know a jump rope rhyme about a little girl who had a lot of trouble trying to spend a nickel. If you've got a jump rope, you can jump along.
Or I'm just going to sit in the chair.
If you haven't got a jump rope, you can jump without one. Here we go. Little Susie got a nickel and she went to buy a pickle. The pickle was sour, so she went to buy a flower. The flower didn't smell, so she went to buy a bell. The bell wouldn't ring, so she went to buy some string. The string wouldn't wind, so she tried another kind. It wasn't any better, so she went to buy a feather. The feather wouldn't tickle, so she finally bought a pickle. And that was the end of Little Susie's nickel.
And
here's
she
a
got
rhyming
a
game
again.
that's fun to play. Day and way are rhyming words, so are light and night. Now here's how we play the game. I'll say a nursery rhyme, but I'm going to leave out the rhyming word. See if you can tell me what it is. Here's the first one. 1, 2, buckle my...
Shoe.
Did you say shoe? Shoe rhymes with 2. Let's keep going. 3, 4, shut the...
Door.
Door. Shut the door. Door rhymes with 4.
It's like a subliminal message.
5, 6, pick up...
Sticks.
The answer is 6. 6 rhymes with 6. We're not finished yet.
Oh, no, we're
7,
not.
8, shut the...
Gate.
Did you say gate? Gate rhymes with 8. And now here's a different rhyme. It's one of my favorites. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are...
You.
And so are you.
That's not me.
My little brother wanted to join Cricket's Clubhouse for the longest time.
I told him no little brothers allowed.
We finally let him, and I'm going to tell you how it happened. Once when our club was having a meeting, Cindy Lou said, hey, you know what would be fun? Let's put on a play. That's a great idea,
oh, so now
I said.
Susan is there.
How about Beauty and the Beast? It's one of my favorites.
Mine too. Can we watch the Disney version, please?
We decided that I would play Beauty.
Oh,
and Cindy Lou and Susan would play my sister. And Jonathan would play our father. But I've never been in a play before, said Jonathan. How will I know what to do? Just pretend,
Belle
I said.
Didn't have a
That's
sister.
what putting on a play is all about. But there was only one problem.
2 household appliances.
We didn't have anybody to play the part of the Beast. And right then, Who do you think came knocking on our clubhouse door?
My little brother.
You guessed it, my little brother.
The demon
said
child.
my little brother, can I join your club yet? And when I opened the door and said, sure, come on in.
The animation goes from
my
like
little
bad
brother
to worse
surprised
about halfway
or
through
what?
this.
And when we told him what part he got to play in our show, my little brother said, grr, growl, I'll make a great beast. So we rehearsed really hard for about 2 whole days. And then we were ready. Everybody's moms and dads came to our clubhouse.
You know,
and
not
this
so
is the
harsh
show we put on. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who had 3 daughters. And one day when he was coming home from town, the farmer got a little tired. So he stopped and rested under an apple tree, and he picked one of the apples.
Hey, wait a minute.
All
This
of a
isn't
sudden,
the true story,
scary-looking
Beauty. This
beast
is
jumped
the
out from
actual
behind
Beauty
the
and the
tree.
Beast.
Grr, growl, said the beast to the farmer. You didn't ask me if you could pick one of my apples. Now you must stay here forever. Oh, please, Mr. Beast, said the farmer. I only picked an apple because my daughter, Beauty, asked me to bring her one.
Her name is Beauty.
In that case, said the beast, you must go home and send Beauty back here to stay forever.
None of the parents are, but I am.
So the farmer went home and told his daughters what had happened. And the first daughter
They
said,
overreacted.
I will go and stay with the beast forever. And then the second daughter said, I will go and stay with the beast forever. And then Beauty said, no, I will go and stay with the beast forever. After all, I'm the one who asked him for the apple. Then everybody cried, and Beauty went off to the beast's house. But as soon as she got there, Beauty went right up to the beast and said, listen, Mr. Beast, I don't think it was very nice to make me come here. All my father did was take one little apple. It wasn't really 'cause of the apple, said the beast.
Bell was southern.
I just wanted someone to play with. Then how about this, Mr. Beast, said Beauty. Why don't you come and live at our house? That way, you'll always have someone to play with. What a wonderful
That's not
idea,
how the
said the
story
beast.
goes.
And he went home with Beauty. And that was the end of our play. But picture this. My little brother kept on going, grr, growl. Don't I make a great beast, said my little brother. You sure do, I said. But I still like you anyway.
Oh.
Remember that song I sang about the clubhouse? Well, I'm going to sing it again.
You know,
Only
they
this
wait for
time,
you to answer.
I want you to join in on the most important part. When I sing, let's hear it for the clubhouse, you say, hip, hip, hooray. Do you think you can do that? Good. Here goes. Meet me at the clubhouse, down at Cricket's clubhouse. Meet me at the clubhouse, right away. We'll be singing and laughing. Anything can happen. Let's hear it for the clubhouse. Now you.
Hooray.
You can do it louder than that. Come on. Let's hear it for the clubhouse.
Hip, hip, hooray.
One more time. Let's hear it for the clubhouse.
Hip,
Hip, hip, hooray.
And you know it's over when she starts doing this, and that song starts up again.
This meeting of Cricket's Clubhouse is now adjourned. I'll be talking to ya.
Okay, it was cute. It was, you know, for what it was in the 80s. Apparently we were so easily entertained back then. Would this go over now? Probably not. Really, I think the animation actually took a dip right in the middle of the, especially that could be the quality too, but, you know, limited sound, like I said, this is really budget. They're reusing footage. It's cute though. It really is. It's actually cuter than I remembered. First episode delayed. I wasn't on time when I went. It's like, wait. Cricket. That was Cricket. I was just turning it off. That was Cricket's Clubhouse. That was volume 1 of 2 volumes. The second one was Around the World with Cricket, but this was actually I believe this was one of the book and tape sets. I have to check. I had said at the beginning that it was part of the book and tape set series, but I actually am about 99% sure that was a book. I don't think that was a tape and outfit set. Like I said during the closing credits, the animation it's not the greatest. It's cute for its time. It's cute for the story it's telling. The songs are, memorable and probably earworm inducing, so you'll probably be hearing that, constantly. I know I will. That theme song, it's funny because they actually, as I said at the beginning, spoiler alert, they reused the theme song for this video for Around the World with Cricket, which, I understand they probably were trying to be budget conscious and, but they recycled the song again. They probably could have done the song from the first, from one of the songs from the other video. And the funny thing was, when I was watching that second one, Around the World with Cricket, which it'll be the next video, I'll tell you the story about that one, about the songs and everything with that, and what I learned from it, from having the book, and actually when I was learning how to read, and I would read that book. But that's it for part 1. That was Cricket's Clubhouse. Not too hard to find. It's on the Amazon Marketplace. A little pricey as VHSs go, but that's probably because it's a little bit rare. It's a high tops, video. They haven't made any of those since 1992, so there was, that it's a little hard to find, but usually you can find like a VHS rental copy used for between $10 and $12, depending on who has it on the marketplace. I know it's on eBay. The actual full video of it is in 2 parts on YouTube as well. All right, so that was part 1. Part 2 of my 1000th blog post celebration is Around the World with Cricket. So if you're watching this on my blog, at the end of this video, the next video, you can just scroll down and click play when you're ready. And hopefully on YouTube, this will just go right to the next video. If you have an autoplay set, this will go right to part 2. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next part. Thanks.